May I come in, sir?
Yes, please do.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Please take your seat.
Thank you, sir.
You're Ruchi.
Yes,
Ruchi
sir.
Bindal. Miss Ruchi, I can see that you're basically from Delhi, right?
Sir, I'm from Rajasthan. I've done my undergraduation and post-graduation from Delhi, sir.
Okay, you've studied in Delhi, and but you mentioned your permanent address as Delhi only.
Yes, sir. Because recently my parents and my family have shifted to Delhi, sir.
Okay, but you claim as your home state as Rajasthan.
Yes, sir.
And as far as the education goes, that you have studied from Lady Shri Ram College, and you have done your graduation. What was your was it an honors or a BA program?
Sir, it wasn't an honors program. It's a program. It's BA program, sir.
Okay, so and your master's is in?
So it's conflict analysis and peace building.
This is unusual kind of a master's. What do you study in this program?
So basically we studied the different theories of conflict resolution, different ways of peacekeeping, peacemaking, peace building, and additionally we study one particular international conflict and one national conflict. Lastly, we also study international humanitarian law under this subject, sir.
Okay, that sounds interesting. Tell me, you have also taken sociology as your optional paper,
Yes, sir.
right? So, this educational background, the kind of academics you have done, do you believe it will be helpful in bureaucracy? Because in bureaucracy, you're likely to be sitting on files, basically doing a routine work. Do you believe that this background in conflict resolution and the kind of studies you did at LSR will help in course of your civil services career?
Sir, I believe every step that I have taken in my educational career till now will definitely help me in bureaucracy and in administration, sir. Starting from my 12th in commerce, it will play a very big role in account services if I get an account services in administration, sir. Secondly, coming to my conflict analysis and peace building, sir, it will be a very big help in bureaucracy considering every sphere of life has a conflict, sir. And in bureaucracy also we see there are different conflicts that arises by sitting in the office itself. There are other conflicts also, sir, which are on the field. Like a bureaucrat also has to go on the field and analyze the implementation of different schemes. I believe that will also come into the picture while I go into the field and study the scenario, sir.
Ruchi, I can see that you had good marks. Why you went off campus? Why you didn't study from a campus college?
I'm sorry, sir, I'm unable to follow up.
Why you went to an off-campus college like LSR? You could have got admission in the campus colleges like maybe better colleges and which are not all-women colleges. Studying from an all-women college is who studies from an all-women college in 2019, 18 or 16?
Sir, during my 11th and senior secondary also, I was in a girls' school, sir. And I do not see... Sir, I believe the LSR, the exposure that LSR has given to me is immense, sir. I do not see that it has anything related to the gender, sir, be it all women or be it men.
If a college claims to be a women college and you make a statement that it has nothing to do with gender, it's a conflicting statement.
So the learning has nothing to do with gender. I'm sorry, I recorrect it.
Do you believe that there's still... if you can't talk about, I can understand about the small cities, but in metropolitan like Delhi, is there any rationale or relevance of continuing with all women colleges? Shouldn't these colleges be made co-educational colleges so that more exposure, knowing each other and becoming a better and balanced education is available?
Sir, I think it depends on the ideology that an institution follows. If an institution wants to include co-ed education in their institution, there's no harm in it, sir. But there are certain institutions who want to maintain their sanctity, how they were originally formed. So I believe we should be given that, we should give freedom to such institutions.
Obviously, nobody going to snatch that freedom, but I want your opinion. Do you believe boys and girls studying together? You said you all studied all through almost... till your graduation, you were in all women institutions only. Do you believe that studying in a co-educational institution gives a better understanding of each other and a good exposure in comparison to all women Janana Dabba kind of institutions.
So it definitely gives another kind of exposure to the person, because you get to know the another perspective, the male perspective that comes into the picture, and you try to analyze the situation from both the perspectives. So it gives a wider exposure for sure, sir. So because when I was in my school in 10th, that was a co-ed institution, sir. So moving from co-ed to women was also a task for me. So both provide a different exposure to itself.
Fine, thank you. So,
Ruchi,
Yes, sir.
I can see that you come from Rajasthan,
Yes, sir.
from the place called Nagaur. Tell me some historical aspects of Nagaur.
Sir, Nagaur is a district where, firstly, I would like to go into the medieval history of Nagaur, sir. Herein, Sufism was introduced, sir. Muhammad Tarkin was the Sufi saint who visited Nagaur, and presently also we have Dargah of Muhammad Tarkin here, sir. Coming to the second part, post-independence, sir, Nagaur is the district where for the first time Panchayati Raj institutions were set up.
Which year?
So 1959. And sir, now the recent history. So the recent history is where Nagaur is the 7th largest district of Rajasthan, and it has been progressing immensely in gender indicators, sir.
Okay, you have a full preparation about Nagaur, I think so. Tell me, who was a Sufi saint by the name of Hamiduddin Nagauri?
I'm sorry, sir.
He's very famous Sufi saint.
Sir, I'll definitely read up on it, sir.
Okay, tell me, what is the philosophy of Sufism?
Sir, Sufism is a strand which propagates that you need to have an emotional connect with the God. Through that emotional connect, you can have through music or dance. They do not believe in a particular book which propagates religion, but they believe in the emotional connect to the God, sir.
What is the difference between Bhakti and Sufi movements? Do you think that these two movements influenced each other?
Sir, the difference between Bhakti movement and Sufi movement is the origin. First difference is the origin of both the movements, sir. Bhakti movement's origin is particularly said to be in India. However, the origin of Sufism is to be in Indian subcontinent per se.
Where?
So the exact origin is not, I am unaware about the exact origin, sir.
So how can you tell this?
Sir,
there has to be some, authenticity what you say.
Yes, sir.
Okay, who was the first Sufi saint who visited India? Indian subcontinent, in fact.
I'm sorry, sir, I'm unaware.
Okay. Just now when you were having a conversation with sir, you told peacemaking, peace building and peacekeeping.
Yes, sir.
What is the basic difference between these three concepts?
So, peacemaking, peacekeeping and peace building. These three are in a continuum, starting from peacemaking and ending at peace building. So, peacemaking is an agreement where two parties come together and try to find a negotiated settlement here. And peacekeeping is maintaining that the negotiated settlement is upheld. And peace building is a long-term process. It's a post-conflict agenda, sir, where you try to strengthen the national capacities of a region and promote sustainable development.
These three concepts, do you think it can be applied in the case of national issues also? Like recently there was a riot that took place in Northeast. What kind of, which concept could be applied there? Like peace building, peacekeeping or peace?
Sir, in short term, we need to apply peacemaking, and in the medium term, we'll resort to peacekeeping, and in the long term, sir, we should focus on peace building.
That's right. Tell me, what is shuttle diplomacy?
So, shuttle diplomacy is a kind of diplomacy where you start bus services or shuttle services between two countries to ensure there's a cordial relation, sir.
Can you give any example?
So one of the examples is the shuttle services that was initiated by Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee, where the shuttle services started from India to Pakistan, sir.
Okay. Tell me, what is the basic difference from Marxian socialism and Leninism? And why Lenin deviated from the basic ideology of Marx? And Lenin was influenced by Marx. That is why we see the development of communism in Russia, and it got a full expression with the Russian Revolution in 1917. Why Lenin deviated from Marx, and what is the basic difference between Marxian socialism and Leninism? You are a student of sociology.
Yes, sir. So Marxian socialism basically promotes that at the end of the history, there will be a stateless and a classless society. However, Lenin differs from Marx here, and he says that it is not necessary to have a stateless society, but we can ensure that the welfare of all the citizens can be ensured. And coming to the second part of your question, sir, Lenin differed from Marx because the international scenario that Lenin was going through was different than Marx, sir. If he hadn't applied for a modified version of Marxian socialism, then the socialism would have faded away in the pure form that the Marxist propagated, sir.
We see in the case of New Economic Policy in 1921 that Lenin used capitalism, and which was called as strategic retreat by Lenin. So in this case, he in fact contradicts with the Marxian socialism, though he was, you can say, the ideological disciple of Marx.
Sir, I'm sorry, I'll have to read up on it, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Ruchi, as you have shown your ruchi or interest in Rangoli.
Yes, ma'am.
Rangoli is a Hindi word.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the meaning of this word?
Ma'am, it's Rang ki Holi. So you play Holi with Rang on the floor, ma'am.
You use only colors or do you use floral parts also?
Ma'am, while making Rangolis, we use flowers also.
Flowers also. What is the significance of the Rangolis in the Indian festival?
Rangoli has a very unique significance in Indian festivals. Rangoli is made to ensure that the deity that is entering our home is given a grand welcome when he sees the Rangoli. At the same time, it ensures that the guests who are coming into your home while visiting during festivals, they bring in positivity when they see the colors and the flowers. This is one. And the second is, it is a sign of prosperity and welfare in the home, ma'am.
Okay. Do you think Rangoli is a kind of art form in India?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Can you name any 3 other art forms of India?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, bunny thani painting, dance, and calligraphy, ma'am.
Okay. Can you think of 3 waste material which you can use to make Rangoli?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, in our gardens, we used to have leaves that were shed from the trees. So we used to collect those leaves and use it in our Rangoli. Secondly, we had the wheat husk at our home. So we used to collect the wheat husk and use it in our Rangoli. And the third is the rice, the rotten rice that was there at home. We used it in our Rangolis, ma'am.
Okay. Can you tell me the few draping style of saris, as you're wearing a beautiful sari, apart from this style?
Ma'am, I particularly do not know the name of the styles, but I can relate it to the region.
Okay.
Ma'am, there's a Gujarati style of wearing saris, where the pallu of the sari is not in the back of your shoulder, but in the front of your shoulder.
Okay.
Then there's Marathi style of sari, where the drapes on the front of your body are tied to your navel. And these are the 2 saris that are...
Okay. Can you name some silk saris and just mention the states also?
I'm sorry, ma'am.
Okay, how silk is obtained?
Ma'am, silk is obtained through sericulture, where the silk from the worms is collected and it is made into a thread and then weaved into a sari.
So it's an animal source?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell me any plant source from which we can obtain silk or the fiber for the silk?
I'm sorry, ma'am, I'm not.
Okay, my question being a woman, or as you are also a woman, why women are constantly forced that they have to, their goal should be marriage or they have to run a family? Why this pressure is there especially in the Indian woman?
Ma'am, I believe the stereotype that the women should be married, they should take care of the family, only it's the responsibility of women to do so, has its cultural and historical roots to it. Because our society has been a patriarchal society generally, so we see that the women are subjugated to the private sphere of the family, where their main duty is nurture and care of the family and child, ma'am.
Okay, can you name a woman from your state who has worked to save the environment? As you are from Rajasthan.
Yes. Ma'am, I'm unable to recall it right now, but...
You know something about Amrita Devi?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Who was she?
Ma'am, she was a woman from the Bishnoi community who protested against the cutting down of khejdi trees, and which ultimately led into a Chipko movement in Rajasthan, ma'am.
Chipko movement in Rajasthan? Okay, you will call this lady as a revolutionary lady or an environmentalist?
Ma'am, I would like to call her an environmentalist revolutionist.
Okay, thank you, Ruchi.
Ruchi, have you read today's newspaper?
Yes, sir.
Which bank is so much prominently in news today?
Sir, Yes Bank.
Why so? Why RBI has put a moratorium on this bank?
So, RBI has said that Yes Bank is deteriorating in its financial health, so we have to supersede the board of Yes Bank.
Supersede the board of the bank?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You know, earlier there was PMC Bank and now Yes Bank. Why banks after banks are facing such type of crisis? Can you please explain?
So, there are multiple reasons behind it. One of the reasons is the large NPAs that the banks are undergoing right now. The second is the lack of investment in the market. The third is, there's a twin balance sheet problem right now. So the corporates are not able to fulfill their debts to the banks. And the fourth is the poor governance and accountability mechanism in the banks while they give loans to the lenders.
Okay. So what should be the way forward?
So the way forward should have both short-term and long-term mechanism to it. In short term, we need to ensure that enough capital is infused in the banks to
Government
start
is doing
functioning.
that. Yes.
Yes, sir. So accompanied with this, we need long-term measures, sir, where we need to improve the governance on the basis of which the banks were, and also maintain that the stalled projects are not stalled in the economy, and this fast completion of projects so that the money comes back to the banks and reduce the NPAs that they have, sir.
And what has been the government's response till now?
So government has come up with various initiatives like recapitalization of banks, so mergers of different banks, bank nationalization,
Nationalization.
I'm sorry, sir, I take it back. Bank mergers, and then they have come up with Mission Indradhanush and Project Sashakt, sir. So through which banks can become themselves capable of coming out of these situations.
What you mentioned about Project Sashakt, what this project is meant for?
So it is Project Sashakt is a 5-pronged strategy which is given in wherein the banks can deal with their NPAs themselves if they are below 50 crore of the threshold. But if they exceed 50 crore to 500 crore, then they have to be given to... So can I take 10 seconds
Yes,
to recall?
please.
Yes, sir. So if the NPA's value is around 50 crore, then the banks have to deal with themselves. If it is 50 to 500 crores, then it will be given to the lead banks to deal with it. And if it's more than 500 crores to 1000 crores, then it will be given to asset management companies to deal with these asset management committees to deal with it. And if they are more than 1000 crores, then it will lead to insolvency provisions, sir, under IBC.
Under IBC. Okay. One thing that the government has claimed recently that economy has bottomed out. Do you agree that economy has bottomed out?
Sir, I think economy is going through a slowdown because the rate at which GDP is growing has slowed down to a bit, sir. It is growing at 4.5% right now. So it has slowed down, sir.
But government is claiming that now this slowdown is over and this growth has bottomed out and now will start recovering. So do you agree with this claim of government?
So various indicators are suggesting that the economy is on its path to improvement, sir. Some of the indicators are like the CPI core inflation is under our limit, which is under 4%.
But I'm talking about growth.
Yes, sir.
Yes, not about inflation. My question to you is that has economy bottomed out as claimed by the government?
So I think the recent indicators or the recent quarterly indicators are yet to come. So
It has come. 4.7% quarter 3 figures. Recently, 2 or 3 days ago.
I'm sorry, sir, I haven't read it. I will read up on
Okay,
it.
thank you.
Ruchi,
Yes, sir.
Ruchi, you have mentioned that calligraphy is as one of your hobbies.
Yes, sir.
Suppose you are making any drawing in that and you make some mistake. Would you recreate the same or go for a fresh drawing?
Sir, I try to include my mistake in my calligraphy and make a different pattern out of it, sir.
What is the most beautiful letter of 26 alphabets, according to you?
Sir, I think it's R because my name starts with Ruchi, sir.
Okay. You are doing some work, some research regarding peacekeeping, peacemaking. What is peace according to you?
Sir, peace according to me as an individual or sir,
As an individual?
sir, as an individual, it is the peace of my mind wherein I ensure that every strand of my mind is satisfied with where I am.
Peace is the peace of your mind. What is peace, I am asking?
Yes, sir. So it is where every strand of mind is satisfied with the place where I am in, sir.
Geographical, which place in India is the most peaceful place, according to you?
Sir, my home.
Your home. Why?
Yes, sir. So because we live in a joint family, sir, where I live with my grandfather, and we see how our family has evolved after decades, and how even after a hard day, we come back to home and we find peace here, sir.
Okay. Strange that you find peace in the joint family. Nowadays, people are looking for peace in nuclear family. What do you think is the reason behind that? Joint family is getting converted into nuclear family.
Sir, I think there are various reasons. One of the reasons is that people have they have conflicts with each other regarding the way of life that they follow. The second is, so due to increased economic opportunities, people are moving out of their residence and they're going to cities and towns. So it eventually leads to nuclear families. And sir, third is because of the differences that are there in the people due to economic reasons as well, sir. However, so we see the different types of joint families are also emerging now. Like we have extended joint families, where even if you move out of your joint family and stay in a city, you try to stay in connect with the family that is there in the which you have left behind, and you like to go and visit to them. So sociology teaches us that that is an extended joint family.
Okay. Ruchi, what are the 3 problems of rural areas?
Sir, could you specify me a rural area?
Rural areas of
generally?
India.
Yes, sir. So, majority of our agriculture is in rural areas. So, I think the farm income is reducing. So, that is one of the areas.
Okay.
Second is the condition of women in rural areas where they're not given much empowerment. And the third is, sir, their lack of infrastructure development in rural areas.
Okay, what is empowerment?
So, empowerment is the full ability of a person to take control of their decisions
Okay.
and make right choices. They have the right to make their choices with free will.
Okay, Ruchi, tell me, what is the role or what would be the impact of global warming, particularly on Indian women residing in rural areas?
So with global warming, there will be increasing temperature and increasing greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. So in rural areas, we see that the areas are generally open. They're not as close as they are in urban areas. So gases are more prone to reach to the areas where there are clusters, like in villages. So it might hamper them negatively, but there is also positive to it.
That is going to hamper everyone residing in that area. I'm just asking particularly about the women of the rural areas.
So can I take seconds
sure.
to think? Yes, sir. So in rural areas, generally women cook with the woods in their chulas, and they cook food with chulas. So with global warming, it is going to accentuate their problems. Like they already are facing a problem.
What
It will
else?
increase.
What else?
So this is that I can think of right now, sir.
What is the best quality for which you think that it should be an IS officer? One best quality of yours.
So I think compassion.
Compassion is the best quality.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, Ruchi. So,
Okay, Ruchi, you believe compassion is your best quality.
Yes, sir.
Give me 3 situations where you can kill somebody.
So I would not be able to kill someone, sir.
So that rules out at least 60% of the services you are applying for. You become an IRS officer, you raid somebody, you're certain that this raid will ensure that this person will commit suicide. You will not raid a person.
Sir, I think that will be taught to me during my training years, sir.
Okay, so we'll want to teach you how to kill rather than administer.
So they would teach me how to kill and when to kill, sir. I think I cannot learn it right now, sir.
You were born on 20th of October 1993 as per the Gregorian calendar. How about Indian calendar? What was the date on that day?
Sir, I'm not aware about it.
Was there some festival going on?
Sorry, sir?
Was there some festival going on? Mother must have told you. October
sir.
is the festive
Yes.
season actually.
Yes, sir. Sir, Navratra was going on when I was
Navratra.
born.
Which day of the Navratra?
Sir, I don't remember that. So.
Let's assume it was Shashti. If it was a Shashti, which day is Shashti in the Navratra? Why is it celebrated? छठी अगर थी तो क्या षष्ठी को क्या होता है?
Sir, I'm sorry, I'm unaware
Okay,
about it.
start from the first Navratra. Take me to the 9th Navratra.
Sir, I'll have to read up on Navratra, sir.
You know nothing about Navratra? Why do we celebrate Navratra? I mean, especially the Kanya Pujan. Don't you think this is basically what we are celebrating is the virginity? We actually are worshipping the chastity, isn't it?
So that is one aspect of it. However, we have already always through our culture attached importance to the women of the family and especially Kanyas who haven't achieved their menstruation age till
That's
now.
what I'm saying.
Yes,
Why?
sir.
What's the problem with this achieving menstruation? Why women become not worshipable once they achieve menstruation?
Sir, it is purely cultural based where the culture believes that the women...
You very well know that it leads to Sabrimala thing.
Yes, sir. So
So you still see no problem in it.
no, sir, I definitely see a problem here because the women who achieve a menstruation age, they are considered so-called impure. So that is a form of untouchability that is propagated, sir. So I definitely see it as a problem, sir.
Okay, last one from me. You like calligraphy? There is an Indian tradition of calligraphy called Khushkhat. Do you know anything about it?
No, sir, I'm
No.
not aware. Thank you.
Okay, nice talking to you. You can leave now.
Same here, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Take your seat.
Thank you.
Ruchi, is it your first interview there?
Here?
There.
Yes, sir.
Okay. क्या हो रहा था हर बार? Why were you not reaching to that stage? Mains में कम आ रहा था?
नहीं सर, प्रीलिम्स नहीं क्लियर हो रहा था.
ऐसा क्यों?
So for the first 2 attempts, I give it as a trial basis, sir. कि let us see क्या है exam because I had no clue about it. I got to know about it in my college. So I tried first 1 महीने की preparation से, then second I tried it 2 महीने की preparation से, and third one I gave it with full confidence and full preparation, but I could not clear. In the 4th one I gave it, I cleared, I could not clear mains, and this one's the 5th one where I cleared it.
Okay. Why I'm saying it so that in my opinion, I mean, you shouldn't have taken 5 attempts actually. Don't see any reason why you're not yet there. You're a good candidate, definitely a very good candidate, and I don't see much of a problem as far as the interview is concerned. It all depends how well you have done in your mains. So that will be the thing that will be deciding. Here you will only be getting some advantage, not, interview will not be something that will push you back. It's gonna, in any case, if it is, then it will give you some impetus. Coming to specifics, in my opinion, you're a good candidate. You carry a good personality. Your personality is pleasant in the sense that the board member will be very eager to talk to you. Okay, will you be wearing this sari only?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I don't have anything to say on it. By and large, it's very good. Your presence is, your sitting posture is good. It's very formal, it's very good. Voice level is very good. Flow is good. Eye contact by and large is very good. And hand movement is by and large restricted. So by and large, the communication parameter, as we call it, they are in place. I hope you realize that most of the time interview questions, they are not to test your knowledge. They are generally to test other traits of your personality. Going by those traits, the creativity is there. I do see the integrity and honesty in the way you deliver your answers, because wherever you know the answer, you deliver them. Wherever you don't know the answer, you are honest enough to just very clearly tell that you don't know the answer, which is good. If I look at the things like presence of mind, it's there. Knowledge, it's there. By and large, there wasn't any area where you were clueless. Most of the times you knew things, except maybe that at places it appears that you were too prepared for a few questions, but then this is not your fault. It is fault of the board members too. They asked a question for which you're too prepared, but there should always be a few questions which are the prepared ones, so we can understand that how well prepared you are and how you deliver the prepared answers. So that part is also good. So in my opinion, I don't see anything that will stop you. You have to work a little bit on Delhi itself, because when you categorically said that Delhi is not my place, we took it, but there they may actually get into Delhi.
Okay.
Whoever is coming from Delhi, they have this additional problem that at least 3 out of 4 members, 5 board members will have something to do with Delhi. So they'll have a lot of questions on Delhi. Okay. So you cannot get away by saying that please consider Rajasthan as my home state. They may actually end up having questions from Delhi, saying that okay, you studied in Delhi, you've been in Delhi for 5-6 years. Tell us about Delhi. And when it's about Delhi, it's history, culture, geography, everything, right? So prepare that also. Otherwise, everything is fine. Everything is fine. Don't worry about any question which you could not answer. Doesn't matter. But now you have fairly a good idea that these are also the questions you can prepare. That's it. All the best.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.